Teen mom Catelynn and Tyler accuse Carly's parents of exploitation. Catelynn and Tyler Baltiera of Teen Mom fame recently saw themselves blocked off from access to their daughter, Carly, from her adoptive parents. Recently, the Teen Mom stars recently spoke out about the story during a recent podcast. During this time, they made surprising claims concerning their daughter's adoptive parents. Catelynn and Tyler recently spoke with Jordy Cray on Kate and Ty Break It Down. Catelynn Lowell and Tyler Baltiera had their first child, a daughter, in 2009. The child was named Carly by her adoptive parents, Brandon and Teresa Davis. Notably, Carly's adoptive parents have appeared on Teen Mom themselves. Catelynn and Tyler married in 2015. Since this time, they have had 3 daughters together: Novalee Rain, Veda Luma, and Rhea Rose. As previously reported, Catelynn learned that Brandon and Teresa had blocked off access to their daughter. Reportedly, Catelynn and Tyler learned the news through their adoption counselor, Dawn. At the time, it was noted the two could not even send gifts. The couple also hosts their own podcast series, Kate and Ty Break It Down. During the past Wednesday episode, the Teen Mom stars made some surprising claims about Carly's adoptive parents, Brandon and Teresa. This episode had Jordy Cray on board. As the description read, Cray comes in hot on Break It Down. In today's episode, Kate and Ty explain why they continue to talk about their adoption story despite the backlash with the public and the growing issues with the adoptive parents. It was noted that the podcast episode had previously been recorded in 2024. The Teen Mom couple wanted to share their side of the story. During the podcast, Catelynn shared, "I know a lot of people say we are exploiting Carly or posting stuff when we were asked not to. Part of this podcast is to also get my part out of that's not all factual. Brandon and Teresa are known for usually asking for privacy, often withholding Carly's face from the media." However, while speaking with Cray, Catelynn and Tyler claimed that Carly's adoptive parents have used the adoption for their own benefit. When it's beneficial for them to exploit Carly in post, Catelynn noted. She continued, "They've kind of exploited their situation too. It's those things. People want to put all the blame on us like, you're on a reality TV show, and they didn't sign up for that. But they did." Tyler noted that Brandon and Teresa allowed MTV to film Carly back in 2023, provided her face wasn't showed, and they were compensated. Catelynn mused from Brandon and Teresa's perspective. "If you don't compensate us, then you're not allowed to use these pictures on TV." Claiming that the couple has benefited from their adoptive daughter making appearances, Tyler added, "It's hypocritical. I don't understand," taking note of a time Carly appeared on a magazine cover. Tyler and Catelynn also talked about how Carly's adoptive parents were upset over allegedly costing them money from the network. Catelynn noted, "They called us after we posted the photos from the 2023 visit." Tyler described the situation as a weird power dynamic. While they made sure not to show their daughter's face, Catelynn later claimed that Brandon was upset because, allegedly, now NTV can't pay us. Tyler added, "Because now it's not an exclusive picture, we posted it first." Catelynn added, "A lot of people don't know that there's so much backstory to our story." Catelynn also claimed, "And it's not like they get the money, and they put it in an account for Carly. No, they're using it to pay for their flights, pay for their hotel, for the visit, which I get." But when we had that conversation about them not getting paid on the phone, I said, "I wish you would have told me. I would have helped you. I would have said, you ain't getting my picture, either unless you help them with their travel." Tyler also talked about why they are now opening up about the situation. As he shared, "It's a weird power dynamic, and it feels like for so long we had to be silent because I don't want to ruffle feathers. I'm not in control. So we have to kind of be like, Oak, because I don't want you to take her away. So we didn't speak out about a lot of things that happened behind closed doors. Because priority number one is to be able to see her and have access to her. So now that the access has been taken away, we are talking about it. The quiet Michigan morning had barely broken when Catelynn Lowell stepped out onto her porch, coffee cup in hand and fire in her heart. She glanced over at Tyler, who sat on the porch swing, scrolling his phone with a look of exasperation stretched across his face. "It's everywhere," he muttered, holding up the screen to show another headline. Adoptive parents of teen moms Carly under fire after new Instagram deal. Catelynn sighed. It's not even about protecting Carly anymore. It's about brand deals and influence. For years, Catelynn and Tyler had bitten their tongues. They had been painted as the grateful birth parents in the eyes of the media, the ones who selflessly gave their daughter a better life when they were only teenagers themselves. But as time passed and the occasional visits dwindled, the reality began to sink in. The open adoption had slowly, quietly morphed into something else. Something colder. Now at 16, Carly had become a face, sometimes blurred, sometimes not, on Instagram pages boasting follower counts in the hundreds of thousands. Her adoptive parents, Brandon and Teresa, had long since joined the influencer circuit, all under the guise of sharing the journey of adoptive parenting. But what Catelynn and Tyler saw was something different. Exploitation. She never wanted this, Catelynn said through gritted teeth. Carly's a teenager. She didn't ask to be a symbol or a brand. She's not some campaign mascot. Tyler stood up, his own voice tight with frustration. We were told that this would be a private, respectful relationship. That our sacrifice would be honored with dignity, not used for ad revenue. They had given up their daughter on the very first season of 16 and Pregnant, and the world watched as they made the most painful decision of their lives. It was supposed to mean a better life for Carly. It was supposed to mean protection, privacy, love. But now, all over social media, were staged family portraits, monetized video clips, carefully curated captions about adoption awareness, sponsored by parenting brands and family retreats. What hurt most wasn't just the exposure. It was the fact that Catelynn and Tyler weren't even consulted. Not even once. That evening, they sat across from their producer, a longtime confidant from the Teen Mom franchise, who had flown out as soon as the tension hit the press. "I get that you're upset," the producer said gently, "but calling it exploitation is a big accusation." Tyler leaned forward, eyes locked on hers. "Is it?" "Because when we appear on the show, we sign waivers, talk about boundaries, and even then, people say we're oversharing. But Carly doesn't get that choice. She's a minor being posted about by people who profit from her image. And somehow that's okay." Catelynn nodded, tears welling up. "We're not trying to take her back. We're not trying to ruin their family. We just want to protect her. We want them to remember that she's not a prop for their perfect Instagram life. She's a person, our daughter." The producer sighed, jotting something down. "Do you want to go public?" Tyler hesitated. "We're already public. We've been public since the day we were 16 and crying in that hospital room. But if we stay silent, then we're complicit. And I won't be." By the next day, a heartfelt joint statement from Catelynn and Tyler appeared on their Instagram page. "We made the hardest decision of our lives when we placed our daughter for adoption, believing it would give her safety, privacy, and opportunity. We never imagined that her life would later be displayed online for likes, followers, and sponsorships. This isn't about bitterness. It's about boundaries. It's about a child's right to privacy. We have stayed silent out of respect, But silence is no longer protecting her. It's enabling a system that treats adopted children like content. We love Carly deeply. We always have. And we ask, not as influencers, not as Teen Mom cast members, but as parents, please let her live her life without the spotlight we fought so hard to shield her from. The internet exploded. Fans were split. Some applauded Catelynn and Tyler's bravery, praising their emotional maturity and lifelong consistency in advocating for their daughter. Others accused them of hypocrisy, noting their years on Teen Mom and how their own fame came from sharing personal stories. But behind the scenes, the pressure on Brandon and Teresa intensified. Their next few Instagram posts were flooded with comments. Why is Carly being posted without consent? You said open adoption would be respectful. Let her have her privacy. They issued a response days later, vague and corporate in tone. We understand that adoption brings many emotions and opinions. Our family shares our journey to educate and inspire. We remain committed to doing what's best for our daughter.